Yes, good evening guys to all of you. How are you all? I know you guys were waiting for so long for this particular session because it was planned before also. So guys, today this session is going to give you everything which is required at these last days of examination. I will be telling you about all the things that why you should go for these topics which I will be telling today, and what are those topics, and at the same time I will be telling you about how to use these topics. So guys, first of all, tell me in the comment section that whether am I properly audible and visible to all of you or not. Please tell me. Yes. Am I properly audible and visible to all of you guys? Tell me, then we will be starting the session, guys. Yes, everybody. Okay, fine, guys. Yes, so guys, we are starting that session. Let's start. So guys, first of all, as you can see, I have mentioned here that we are going to discuss about 50 most important topic. So previously I was thinking to give you the topics from technical part. Hello Aritro, Rakesh, good evening. But guys, then some student requested me, sir, if possible, please give the topics for maths and apti as well. Then I changed my mind and I thought ki I will be giving you, rather than 50, I will give you more topics, but I will be covering the entire syllabus, okay? Entire syllabus means all the topics. So guys, let us start this. So when we are starting this session, so my dear, first of all, this is some detail about me. Once again, I am showing. Maybe if some student watched me for the first time here, then for them, my name is Dheeraj Sir. This is my experience and these are my areas of expertise. You can see many research and review paper I have written in my MTech time also, and after that also, and they are still available. Many students are getting help from that. So guys, now we are going to talk about three particular things before we start this session. One is why this session, second is what to do now, and how to use this session. So my dear, first of all, when I will be talking about why this session. So dear, as these are few days left in exams, like this session is particularly for mechanical students. So in mechanical, if we are talking about, okay, voice is coming or not? Voice is clear or not? Please tell me. Voice is coming or not? Voice is coming or not? Please tell me. My voice is coming or not? Okay, voice is coming or not? Dear, I feel my voice is coming. I have checked it. Okay. So it's problem at your side. Okay. Yes, Suhas. Hi dear. So let's start. So guys, first of all, I would like to tell you about why this session. So as you know, like for mechanical student, first week of February, 4th of February exam is there. So my dear, there are many types of students. There are some students who have completed their syllabus, but they want some important topic from which questions are coming again and again, so that they can give more time to that and secure good marks. There are other students who have done the syllabus completely, but they are not getting the time for practicing more, giving more test series. So they are looking for, if we get to know the topics where questions are coming again, we will practice more over that. And third category of the student who have not covered anything, they have just studied some topics, some subjects, and they are thinking, if we get to know that what are the topics where questions are coming, we will just go through some of the topic so that we can qualify. So this session is going to be useful for all three types of student for sure. Okay. 2nd February exam is there, so exam is very near to you. So guys, now we are talking about what to do now. So dear, I will not tell you that you go only with these topics, but these topics are those from which majority of the times questions are coming. So you will find that these are the questions which are coming, these are the topics which are asked in the exam more frequently. So if you have done syllabus completely, you should give more focus to them. And my dear, if you have not studied yet for some of the subjects, let us say you have not studied machine design, then for that subject, now you don't have time to cover that. For that subject, you can cover only those topics which I am telling you here. That should be the best approach to use this session. Now, without wasting your time, I am going to start, guys. Okay. So my dear, first I will be starting with engineering mechanics, and one by one we will be covering all the subjects as I promised with you. So from engineering mechanics, my dear, first of all, Lami's theorem. My dear, this is the topic from which questions are coming again and again. Even if question is coming from trusses, you will find that in truss question also 40 to 50% time that question can be done using the Lami's theorem very easily. So my dear, I feel you would be aware of Lami's theorem, है ना? When you are having at 1.3 members, bodies are in equilibrium, you apply F1 by sine alpha, F2 by sine beta, the same Lami's theorem. So this is the first thing. Second thing, in engineering mechanics, you should go for truss method of joint. Okay, I am not saying you don't go for method of section, but majority of the time whatever questions are coming, you can very easily solve with the help of method of joint. And after method of joint, there is one more thing, you have some shortcuts, zero force member. Okay, so zero force member is also something from where questions are coming in the engineering mechanics. Then my dear, I would like to tell you the next is friction block problem. If you see all the chapters of engineering mechanics, friction is the topic with the most number of questions. You will find there are questions if one block is kept over the another. So those type of questions you have to do because they are coming nearly on alternate years. Then my dear, toppling case of friction. Okay, you must have seen if the body is not considered as a point mass, you are going to apply force here, then there are chances that body may topple. So this type of question you may get, sure chances are there. Okay, because nowadays they are asking something different than what you studied in 11th class. Then my dear, in work energy principle, you know that conversion of your work done into potential or kinetic energy. So work energy principle is also important. From here questions are coming. So these are the topic for engineering mechanics. My dear, next you can see here I would like to add two things. One is Lagrange, because Lagrange is a newly added topic. Sometimes questions are coming from Lagrange as well. Already two questions have been asked in last 3-4 years because it is a newly added topic. And other than this Lagrange, as it is a one session question, you know, you should also work on like screw jack, because that is also newly added thing. Okay, so you must have seen the like efficiency of screw jack. From that also you can get some question. So this is going to be for engineering mechanics. Okay, so let's move further, guys. Let's move further. In case of any doubt, you can ask. We are coming for strength of material. My dear, engineering mechanics weightage is generally 4 to 5 marks, and strength of material weightage, when we talk about its weightage, is going for 10 to 12 marks also many times. Okay, so this is the maximum weightage of SOM, but you can expect at least 8 marks. At 8 marks will be the minimum which will be asked from strength of materials. Okay, so my dear, in that I have first written series and parallel combination. You must be aware of, you are asked like this is one shaft or bar, this is another bar, this is another bar, like this. So these types of series parallel combination questions are coming in GATE nearly all alternate years. After that I will say the next important topic is Mohr circle. This Mohr circle you have studied in the chapter of principal stresses or combined stresses. Okay, so in this chapter you study Mohr circle, and it is very important topic. We have done n types of question in this. Okay, don't worry Erythro, I will be sharing this PDF with you guys. Okay, so don't worry. After Mohr circle I will say deflection. In deflection, superposition theorem is the most important, and after that strain energy method. Okay, after that strain energy method. So guys, nowadays questions are coming again and again from that. Okay, so you need to take care of this, and you need to do that moment area method 1 to 2 cases, because sometimes they are also asking on the moment area method. Okay, so majority time you will see 70% time it is going to be superposition theorem. So if you have not done anything, go for only these cases, they will help you out. Moving to the next case, bending and torsional equation. Either of these two, one will be asked in the paper. Either question will be there from bending equation or question will be there from torsional equation. So one of them is going to be there in the paper. You will see every year they are asking. Then my dear, for SFD BMD, you should go for point load, UDL, UVL. So no need to go for more than that, because axis symmetric loading chances are very less. But if you go for the empirical relation, you can solve any type of question. Okay, So this is going to be one more topic for strength of materials. Then my dear, next slide we will continue SOM, column, all boundary condition, and obviously you need to go for Euler's theory because questions are asked from Euler's theory of column. Okay, so that is really important. Don't skip this because this is coming. Then my dear, we would be moving further. Next is stress strain diagram. So from stress strain diagram you can get 1 mark question on some of the property, or it can be a 2 marks numerical from the cases when you are going to have loading unloading conditions. So don't take it lightly. Stress strain diagram is very important. Then my dear, thermal stresses, you must have seen 8 cases we have discussed. So from that also you will be getting questions. Thermal stresses is also very important. Then after thermal stresses I will be talking about strain energy principle. This is the same, that work done is equals to strain energy you study. Here I have written this in 2 prospect. One is the chapter strain energy and impact loading. Second is obviously with reference to deflection work energy principle. So that I already mentioned, that's why I am telling you both the ways. Next my dear, if you are talking about is, that also I already told you, moment area method. So my dear, with that SOM is over. So we have completed 2 subjects. Now we are entering into theory of machines. So the PDF of this session will be provided to you, but you can ask doubt here also, okay, because your live presence, my live presence matter a lot. So when we are talking about tone and vibration, generally weightage is 8 to 11 marks. Minimum is going to be, I can say 8 to 9 marks for sure. Big subject it is, more than, like bigger than SOM. When we talk about this, degrees of freedom is first thing on which question is coming. You must be aware of 3L minus 2J minus H, that type of formula you have studied. The same formula, degree of freedom. Degree of freedom is very important for gate examination. Then my dear, second is you are going to talk about is Grashof law. Then we have theorem of angular velocity. Here I would be saying crank and slotted lever mechanism. Crank and slotted lever mechanism. So my dear, when we talk about these 3 things, degree of freedom, crank and slotted lever mechanism, Grashof law, all they are from simple mechanism, first chapter. Out of these 3, 1 question is coming for sure. Okay, is it clear? Yes. तो माय डियर, हाँ एक क्वेश्चन तो आता ही है फर्स्ट चैप्टर से. एंड थ्योरम ऑफ एंगुलर वेलोसिटी, दिस इज फ्रॉम आई सेंटर अप्रोच. ओके, दिस इज फ्रॉम आई सेंटर अप्रोच. देन माय डियर, दिस इज कोरियोलिस कंपोनेंट ऑफ एक्सेलरेशन, दिस इज फ्रॉम एक्सेलरेशन एनालिसिस. देन माय डियर, वी आर हैविंग द नेक्स्ट इज एनर्जी इक्वेशन फ्रॉम फ्लाईव्हील. व्हाट इज दैट? E is equals to what is this? Anybody remember? I omega mean square CS. You see 99% question in flywheel are coming from energy equation. So if you remember this, you can solve very easily. Then my dear, next you have seen the topic controlling force diagram. From where it is? From governors. From governors you have to do controlling force diagram. And I will add one thing. I will say do for all characteristics of governor. It is better to discuss or study all the characteristics. Then next is motion of follower. I taught you 4 types of follower motion, if you remember. Very good, Arithro. I taught you 4 types of motion: SHM, uniform velocity, uniform acceleration, and cycloidal motion. Then gyroscopic couple, that formula also you need to remember, I omega omega p. Sometimes questions are directly on that formula. Okay. Then analytical method for rotating balancing. It is, you know, balancing is of 2 types, rotating and reciprocating. For rotating mass balancing, you need to go for analytical method. From here, questions are coming again and again. Then, my dear, we would be talking about relay method. This is from vibrations. Relay method is from vibrations. If you see every alternate year, either question is from relay method or question is from torque method. So, any of 2 will be asked. Moving to the next part, guys. Next part is, as I told you, torque method. Out of these 2 you will find one question. This is from natural vibration. So from natural vibration you will be getting question from any of these 2. Then when we are talking about damped vibration and force damped vibration, you need to go for all the formulas. What are all the formulas? Damping ratio. Then you are going to have transmissibility ratio. you have damped frequency, है ना, critically damped systems, all those formulas like CC is 2 root SM, है ना. So all these formulas you have to do. Then my dear, in gear train, compound or epicyclic, anyone will be asked. Then my dear, you know that reverted is also compound. So on reverted gear train, compound principle are valid. Then my dear, involute profile, here you need to talk about path of contact, okay, arc of contact, contact ratio, and minimum number of teeth. So these formulas you need to remember for involute profile. Questions are coming, okay. Ha dear, all Dhoni, when I say natural vibrations, it is spring mass system only. So when I am saying natural vibration, it is considered as spring mass system only. So moving further guys, we have completed theory of machines also. So engineering mechanics, SOM, theory of machines, 3 subjects of design phase are over. Moving to the 4th subject, that is machine design, last subject from design part. Here weightage is going for 4 to 5 marks. Less weightage but small subject. So there is a topic known as fatigue loading. From fatigue loading you need to go for this is load life relationship is from bearing. This is from rolling contact bearing. Rolling contact bearing. Very large number of questions are there from this topic. From rolling contact bearing, load life relationship. It is C by PE L90 to the power 1 by K. That is the relation. You will see many questions are coming from that. Okay. फिक्सिंग टोर करित्रो, देखो इंपोर्टेंट की बात मैं करूं तो वो एक ही बार आया है अभी तक, तो उसमें में देखा जाए तो नहीं है, पर रीसेंट में आया है. तो मैंने आपको ऐसे तो पूरा सिलेबस ही पढ़ाया है, तो जब मैं इंपोर्टेंट बोल रहा हूं तो मैं वो टॉपिक्स बोलूंगा जो लगभग मतलब बार बार पूछे जाते हैं, ठीक है. बट हाँ, फिक्सिंग टॉर्क से क्वेश्चन रिसेंट में आया है, तो इट इज नॉट ए टॉपिक वेयर मोर क्वेश्चंस आर कमिंग, बट यस आई कैन नॉट से कि इसमें क्वेश्चन नहीं आएगा, इट कैन कम. सो जब हम बात करते हैं व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट थ्योरीज ऑफ फेलियर्स, क्वेश्चंस आर कमिंग फ्रॉम आइदर एमपीएसटी or MSST or MDT. These 3 theory statements you should be aware of, and we have done enough practice on that. Then my dear, in fatigue diagram, I want to say about Soderberg, Gerber, and Goodman criteria. I would also like to say one more thing, my dear, कि practice sessions on YouTube we are going to start soon. Some students were asking about marathons also, but dear, I feel we have taken n number of marathons in previous years, so many marathons are available of ours. So that's why we thought this time to go something new, because for revision purpose going for marathon sometimes is very much time taking. Like if you are attending a marathon of 10 hours for one subject, the same 10 hours you can revise 2 subjects from your notes, है ना. So that is why we are coming up with a practice session, and they will be starting from 17th of January. So today is 13th. After 3 days, we are starting from 17th. So all subject one session will be there, but that will be depending on your response. If you will be coming in good number, we may increase number of questions per session, and also we may increase important subject session to more than one. Okay. So from 17th practice sessions will be starting. Be ready for that. Okay. Yashwant, as I said, practice sessions are starting from 17th. Be ready for that. Then, my dear, we have eccentric loading cases. If you remember, that is for reverted and bolted joints. So, in reverted and bolted joints, you must have seen the eccentric loading cases. Type 1 cases are important. What are type 1 cases? Where we are having one plate like this, 2 plate like this, and load is acting like this. When the load is acting in the plane of cross section of rivets, that is type 1 cases. We have given the name. Okay. So next is Lewis equation, guys. This is related to gear, and in gear you have to do force analysis also. Okay, force analysis also do. And with this, my dear, we have completed the design section. So okay, some 2-3 topics are still there. That is, this is from clutches. You know, in the clutch we study uniform pressure theory and uniform wear theory. So guys, from both questions are directly coming. You just need to remember the formulas of them. Similarly, braking torque. You know there are two types of brake. One braking torque formula is mu and R. If you understand one analysis, you can solve every question. Second is you study T1 minus T2 into R. This is for band brake. So questions are coming any of two types. So if you are thinking ki I will leave machine design, you can go for some chapters like theory of failure you studied in SOM. Fatigue loading, you just need to see three criteria: Soderbergh, Goodman and Gerber. Then you can see the brakes chapter, which is very simple, and every year questions are coming. Okay. So if you are leaving machine design, let us say, then these topics which I mentioned, if you just understand and learn these topics, you will be able to make all the marks. Okay. Likewise, Sommerfeld number from general bearing. Now, my dear, these types of clutches nowadays are coming. Previously, they were not coming. So they, I will say, are newly topics. So newly asked topic they can be. So they can be important for the upcoming years. My dear, last is Mackey's investigation curve. From that, theory question can come. This is once again from general bearing. So my dear, with this we have completed the machine design part also. Design part is totally over. Now we are going to enter into the next part, that is production. Your favorite, my favorite, production. The highest weightage subject, my dear. In production, my dear, generally you know weightage is going to be very, very high, and we are thinking of having the number of questions or number of marks to be 15 to 17 marks. In 2023, it came for 23 marks. That was the highest ever weightage. Okay. So my dear, now we are talking about, this is from welding. In welding, questions are coming from VI characteristics. In welding, questions are coming from VI characteristic. I feel you have studied V is equals to OCV minus OCV by SCC into I. Yes or no? Then my dear, next we are going to have is gating system and riser. Either of these two will be asked in paper. This is from casting. Okay. Permeability number formula and non-traditional casting. This is also coming. So dear, numericals are asked from these two topics. So any one or two question may come from casting from these two topics. Then when we talk about the welding, we can also have a question on theory, question on duty cycle and efficiency, or numericals are also framed on the efficiency. Okay. Then my dear, last is properties of molding sand. This is from casting only. Theory questions are coming. If you see this slide may give you 5 marks. Because generally casting plus welding together is asked for 4 to 5 marks. So this single slide can give you 4 to 5 marks. Okay. So take care of these topics. Next, my dear, is in metal cutting we have Taylor tool life equation. This is the most important in metal cutting. You study Vt to the power n is equals to constant. Many questions are there from that. Second important topic is merchant circle and analysis. Here also some formulas are there. You know that. First of all the formulas in terms of FC and FT. You also have the formula for specific powers, energy. That is important. Then my dear, machining time calculation. You calculate for shaper, planer. You calculate it for milling. है ना? Here drilling, milling. Here drilling, milling, shaper, planer are important. Next is economy of machining. In economy, you need to remember only the formulas, that will be enough. There are two criteria. One is minimum cost, other is maximum production. And then 3 to 1 principle is the only thing which is taught also and which is only required for exam also. This is from jigs and fixture. Okay, so that you can go for, and this is about the metal cutting. Moving further, my dear, to the non-traditional machining methods. So if you remember, I already told you that in non-traditional machining method, EDM or ECM, any one of them is asked for numerical. Either numerical is coming from Faraday rule, that is ECM, or EDM also sometimes questions are coming. Then my dear, from metrology, you can go for limits, fits and tolerances. Limits, fits and tolerances question may be there. It is coming almost every year. Okay. Then my dear, CMM, if you are talking about, it is a small topic. Okay, you may get, but only till date 2 questions have been asked from CMM. This is added in 2021. Additive manufacturing is also the part of computer integrated manufacturing. Okay, here this is also added in 2021, newly added topic. G and M codes, BLU, they are the topics from where questions are coming in bulk. G codes, M codes. So you need to remember some 10-12 codes which are important. I have given you in the classes. Okay. Then my dear, bulk metal forming formulas, you need to remember for ideal working. If you remember, we have studied in ideal, we are not assuming any friction is there. So then formulas are becoming very simple. And in that, majorly important is rolling. Rolling is the most important operation. After rolling, the second topic is wire drawing, from where questions are coming. Okay, so more important is rolling and wire drawing. Although if you remember formula for wire drawing, extrusion will automatically be covered. Okay, then my dear, moving further, we are going to have the sheet metal operation, where questions are coming from blanking and punching. Okay, but here nowadays questions are also coming from number of draws calculation, that is from deep drawing. Okay, all these are sheet metal operation. Then my dear, from material size, you need to study all characteristics of unit cell. What are those? A to R ratio, coordination number, atomic packing fraction. You need to remember some basic elements like iron is there, copper is there, what kind of crystal structure they show. Okay, from that question may be there. Then my dear, point and line defect are important in crystal defects. Then my dear, heat treatment question is coming every year. Okay, heat treatment question is coming every year. Then my dear, like in phase diagram, lever rule and tie line rule are taught to you. You may get one question from there, like it is coming from last 3 years. My dear, Miller indices are taught to you in crystal structure. And as I said, you need to remember crystal structure of some of the basic elements. After this, production is over. We will move to industrial. In industrial, my dear, we have, I told you, if I am examiner and I am going to make your exam, and if I have to put only one question in industrial, I will choose PERT CPM for that. PERT CPM is the most important topic. Critical path, slack and float. Question may come from this. They can also ask from inventory models, but basic models are more important. You have seen 80% of the questions are coming from EOQ, Harris-Wilson model only. Okay. Then my dear, but yes, you should go for all the models, that will not take much time. Queuing, you need to remember all the 6-7 formulas from that question are coming, majorly Little's rule, and you need to remember from average waiting time and average number of customer, these 2 types of formulas. In LPP, graphical method you need to completely do. In simplex, you need to remember the important points, like if like the replacement ratio is positive, what will happen, 0, what will happen, that kind of things are required. सर BLU का प्रॉब्लम 2023 पे आया था एंड 2025 पे आएगा एंड 100% श्योर हूँ क्योंकि फुल लेंथ पे आया था, आ रहा है, ठीक है, तो तभी तो आपको तो पढ़ाया ही है यार, ठीक है, तो BLU इज इम्पोर्टेंट. यस, लीन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग माय डियर, इंडस्ट्रियल में नया न्यूली एडेड टॉपिक है, इट वाज एडेड इन 2021. ओके, सो इन दैट मेजरली यू नीड टू अवेयर ऑफ 3 टर्म्स, यू नो दैट Mura, है ना, if you remember you have studied. Okay, thermal sizes, the third part of the syllabus, as we have divided into 4 parts, 2 parts are already over, this is the third part going on. In third part, in thermal size, my dear, study flow energy equation, very important, first law of thermodynamics for open system. Then entropy formulas, questions are coming from entropy. Then my dear, PVTS diagram, work done questions are coming. Maxwell relation, है ना, properties of steam. So my dear, this is pure substance actually. So here my dear, questions are coming in bulk. So this is the basic thermodynamics. In entropy, you need to remember those formulas, like first of all, ideal gas formulas are there. Okay, so ideal gas formulas are most important. So take care of that. Moving further, my dear, my dear, rest we are having now from application. In application, air standard cycle you need to do in IC engine. What are those? Auto, diesel and dual. In IC engine, for gate, questions are coming only from these areas. From power plant, obviously Rankine and Brayton cycle we have to do. In RAC, VCR, gas refrigeration, that is reverse Brayton, and psychometric relations. So those relations are very important in RAC. One question is coming from psychometric relations. Then my dear, in thermal, we have two more topics. That is reheat and regeneration concept. That is in power plant. And then we are going to have Clausius inequality. Clausius inequality also you study in the thermo. Okay, so be ready for these topics. Then my dear, we are entering into HMTs. HMT is heat and mass transfer. My dear, for HMT, questions are coming from fins. You have seen, you study in the conduction. Then radiation network is very important topic. You must have seen. There are some surface resistances, formulas. So sometimes you are having a lumped heat analysis in conduction. From that, questions are coming in every exam. Lumped heat analysis. That is valid when Biot number is less than 0.1. You must have studied. Then critical radius from conduction. Steam generator and condenser in heat exchanger. In heat exchanger, generally questions are coming from either of two. So that is why that is also going to be very, very important. Then my dear, we are going to have like conduction formulas for slab, cylinder and sphere. That you have to remember, questions are coming every year. We cannot leave it. And for convection, you can go for flat plate laminar case only, because convection, it is not easy to remember all the formulas. So go for that case which is coming majority of the time. Okay. So we have completed heat and mass transfer. Moving to fluid mechanics. Here my dear, one question every year is coming from properties of fluid. The first chapter. Easy, interesting. Generally fluid mechanics is big subject and many students feels difficulty. So if you are weak in FM, go for these topics. You will get at least half of the marks, because weightage for FM is going to be approximately 6 to 8 marks. So if you are able to get 4 marks by doing these topics, it's fine now. If you are thinking of leaving, if you have done it, go for complete subject and emphasize more on these subjects, these topics. Then Bernoulli and continuity equation, say one question is there. Boundary layer thickness, nowadays questions are coming. Losses, major or minor, questions are coming. Pressure measurement, one question is coming. This is the most important. This is second. This is third. And these are fourth. Preference wise, I told you. Then my dear, we are going to have some more topics. Like in fluid statics also some questions are coming. And like you have seen the formulas of velocity, acceleration in fluid kinematics as well. And dimensional analysis is also important, and turbine characteristic is for machinery. From machinery, generally one question is coming. Okay. So this is about machinery. Then my dear, we have some random topics which can be there from all the subjects, mixed topic, like cutting of springs. That is considered in machine design also, TOM also. Then we have, okay, that we already have seen, only cutting of springs is there. We are moving to aptitude part. My dear, in aptitude, by watching the previous papers, I come to the conclusion that these are important topics, like time and work, time, speed and distance, profit loss partnership, permutation, combination, probability, mensuration and geometry. Okay. Then my dear, we have other topics like surd, indices and logarithm, then number system and linear equations, transformation of shapes and pattern, data interpretation, and my dear, numerical relation and reasoning. So these are the topics important for aptitude. Now my dear, after aptitude we will enter into engineering mathematics. So for maths, in matrix, eigenvalue, eigenvector. Last year I have taken some small sessions of mathematics. If you want to go for it, go for those sessions. They will give you very good revision. Okay, if you are feeling difficulty, then eigenvalues, eigenvector, system of linear equation, these are from matrix. Generally questions from matrix are coming from these area. Probability completely is very important, because two questions are coming from probability nowadays. One from basic probability, Bayes theorem and all. Other is from statistics part, where they ask from some distribution, Poisson distribution and all. maxima, minima, vector calculus and theorem, they are from calculus. Important. Okay. Theorems means Green theorem, Stokes theorem. Okay. Simpson rule, Newton-Raphson method, Euler's and RK method. For numerical method also I have taken a session on mathematics. Those sessions are good for revision. If you have not done mathematics, then those my sessions can at least make you reach to 60-70% marks very easily. Okay, but if you have done, then revise from your notes. Then no need to go for my sessions. Okay. Then my dear, in mathematics, rest topics are differential equation is completely very important, easy also. CR equation, Cauchy-Riemann equation and residue theorem. This is from complex variable. Laplace is important as usual. Partial derivatives nowadays are becoming more important. So guys, this is the completion. I know I have given you more than 50 topics, but by looking at your syllabus and thinking of the topics, I increased, okay, so that if any student is going to do these topics, his range is increasing. As I said, dear, nobody knows what will be coming in exam. This I am telling you based on the previous year's analysis, like which topics are asked most frequently and what type of topics they are asking nowadays. So I combining these two philosophy and criteria, then reach to these topics. Okay. And guys, every year I come up with such session, and majority time it have been seen that 70-80% questions are found to be there from these topics, which I am giving you as like important topics. Many students would be thinking, sir, if we are looking for PSU, dear, you need not to score 100 marks for that. So you have to score more than 70, that will be on the safe side. So obviously you have a like you can say you have some space where you can think of leaving some topics, but whatever you do it by thinking properly. What is the weightage of those topics which you are leaving? What kind of questions are coming? If they are easy, you should do that. If they are formula based, you should do that. If they are coming lengthy and like nonsense question, then those kind of things you can leave. Okay. Okay, English, dear, you can leave. If you find weakness, you cannot improve English in these 3-4 days. You can totally leave that. Okay. Okay, Nirmal, it's fine. So if you are 2026 aspirant, for you guys also, I will be coming next year with this type of session. Don't worry. And guys, download the resultant app. Within next week, you will see the courses to be launched for 2026. This time we are coming up with some good 2 types of courses that I will be telling you, and we will see one launch video also. And those 2 types of courses we are making for the students of all the types. Those students who just want to watch recordings, those students who want to connect live, both types of batches will be available from next year. Okay, so like next year means within next few days batch will be launched. And for 2026 live classes, we will be starting after 20th of January. So if any of your junior friend want to join and looking for good content, okay, so you can see, dear, we started in May. Still you can ask our student that how easily we have completed the syllabus like on time, because other institute which were running like from January, syllabus is not completed till like 15-20 January, but we have just started in May and we have completed, and that also covering exclusively and also extensively by covering all the doubts, practice session included, giving you the test series. So we tried our level best. Okay, and I hope you guys also enjoyed and supported us a lot, and we also looking for the same kind of support always, and we are also going to provide you every kind of support you deserve, and we are here to help you for each and every situation. So resultant is going to help you exam se pehle bhi, exam ke dauran bhi, exam ke baad bhi. Okay, so goodbye guys for this particular session, and within 3-4 days practice session will be starting. Don't go anywhere. We will be coming up with some beautiful question. You have seen in the previous years whatever type of questions we are coming with, the similar are coming in exam. So just get the benefit of that. Goodbye for this particular session. Do like and share the session, guys. The PDF of this session will be available on my Telegram channel within next 10 minutes.